A week ago, I slid a ring onto Emily's finger, my heart full of certainty. I believed in love, the kind etched into eternity, bound by vows and sealed with a kiss. I thought we were unbreakable. But promises I've come to learn are delicate things. And hers shattered like a crystal dropped from trembling hands. Now she stood before me in my office, her fingers laced tightly as if bracing against a storm, her mouth parted, her voice trembling on the edge of confession. Then it came, soft but sharp enough to cut through the silence. I think we need a break. It didn't hit like thunder. It arrived silently, like a knife sliding between ribs, cold, unexpected, devastating. I didn't flinch. I didn't allow the chaos in my chest to rise to my face. Instead, I forced a slow, calm smile and leaned back in my chair. From the drawer, I drew out a thick folder and laid it gently on the desk between us. Funny, I said, eyes steady on hers. Because I just got some interesting news about that little trip of yours. Her expression flickered. First confusion, then dawning suspicion. Her fingers hovered above the folder, hesitating, then opened it. The moment her eyes met the first page, her breath caught. Bank statements. Surveillance photos. Hotel reservations. 1 room. 2 guests. Emily Clark and Nathan Carver. She flipped through each page, her skin paling as if the truth had begun to leach the color from her. Then her gaze darted past me, toward her parents. Her mother looked like a porcelain doll cracked across the face. Her father's jaw tensed, fists clenched behind his back. Let them squirm, I thought. I had waited long enough for this. I had my suspicions from the start. When they whisked her away on a so-called family honeymoon, that curiously excluded me. They called it a tradition. I called it a performance. And so I watched. I waited. I investigated. A private detective, a few well-placed inquiries, and soon the facade began to crumble. Nathan Carver, heir to a sprawling corporate empire, groomed by her parents to be the right man for their daughter. The better man, wealthier, connected, pedigreed, someone they believed she deserved. They never expected me to notice. They never thought I'd dig. They certainly didn't anticipate I'd be patient enough to play the long game. But I did. And now the pieces were on the table. The game was nearly over. The photos captured it all. Emily at an elegant dinner, leaning in too close to Nathan. Her slipping into his sleek car under the cover of night. Their entrance into the hotel suite. Just one keycard between them. Grainy images, but unmistakable. Her parents had moved the pieces on the board, thinking themselves clever. But they didn't know I had already locked the outcome. The prenup we'd signed, the one they'd mocked behind closed doors, was ironclad. Adultery rendered it void. She'd walk away with nothing. Not a single cent. And the reckoning wasn't just financial. No, this was surgical. Precise. I'd sent anonymous tips to the right journalists. By morning, headlines would blaze with scandal. Golden families fall from grace. Betrayal behind the vows. Emily and her elite pedigree would be dragged through the very social circles they once paraded through. And I wasn't done. A final letter waited, sealed and ready, addressed to Nathan Carver's fiancée. Oh yes, he had one. A woman who would be very interested in what her beloved had done while she believed he was on business. Emily's voice cracked. It's not what it looks like. Her parents surged into action, classic damage control. Her mother lunged toward the folder, as if snatching it away could erase the contents. Her father stepped forward, his voice tight, but still posturing authority. Son, let's be reasonable. I laughed. A low, dark sound. Reasonable. I repeated, my voice like slow poison. Like when you reasoned that your daughter should trade in her husband for a man with a bigger bank account. Emily's eyes brimmed with tears. She shook her head, voice faltering. I didn't. I was confused. They said you weren't enough. That I'd regret choosing you. I stepped closer. Close enough that only she could hear what I said next. And now? I whispered. Tears spilled down her cheeks. Her gaze fell to the photos again, the weight of betrayal bearing down, not from me, but from the people who raised her. They had sold her a fantasy, painted Nathan as a savior, me as a mistake. But it was their greed, their arrogance that cost her everything. I turned toward her father. You wanted a perfect future for her? I said, voice sharp as glass. Congratulations. You've destroyed it. He opened his mouth to respond, but no words came. Just silence. The kind that fills a room after the fire's gone out, and nothing's left but smoke and ash. Emily stepped toward me then, her voice no louder than a breath. Please don't do this, she whispered. I met her eyes one last time. Those same eyes that once promised forever. You already did. She reached out, but I was already turning. I slipped into my coat and walked into the night, the air cool and clean, like a deep breath after drowning. Betrayal is an art. But revenge is a masterpiece.